once. I'm recording from my computer. I don't know how it's gonna work with the sound, but I was hanging out with my manifesting generator friend, right? That's why I came up with the title for this episode called We Can't All Be MGs. And that's okay, I think, as a projector. My biggest dream is to know what it feels like to be a generator, to leave for at least like a week with like a defined sacral, not transit wise, but truly like, having a sacral and being able to use up all my energy, go to bed and wake up. Anyway, I think I was inspired because I used to have a YouTube channel and I've uploaded some videos human design related, and one of them was about projectors, and I remember naming it "Less Hustle, More Being You," which I think, I mean, it's the key for everybody, but especially for projectors, that's how you will get invited. Anyway, and I had this girl comment talking about how I mentioned that I had always looked up to a lot of MGs. I have dated or been into a lot of MG guys. And I remember I was, it's always been a big wound of mine since I have gate 34 and I don't have gate 20. It's always been a big wound for me, not having that other aspect that would make me, an MG, and seeing how they're capable of like running around, being on the go, and they don't seem to, be as exhausted as I am. This morning I was hanging out with my MG friend, and I was talking about human design for the first time. I was invited to talk about the topic. And I was there for 3 hours, and I remember, and I had to do a couple more interviews for the thesis that I'm currently working on for my master's. And I'm absolutely fucking drained. Like, I am drained. I can't. And I think it can bring a lot of shame as a projector. And I feel like maybe it's just me as a projector, but I don't think it's just me. I feel a lot of people have probably, it's like you find out you're a projector and you're like, you kind of like it at times because you're like, yeah, my aura penetrating, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get invited, or like I'm gonna be a memorable person. But then you're kind of like, eh, why? Why is it so hard for me? Like this like you're kind of like, nah, there's no way this can't be right. You can't, like, nah, this human design thing is bullshit. Blah blah blah. Nah, I can't be a projector. Like, like this can't be right, or is this shit ton of bullshit? And you kind of like try to like step away from it until you like meet resistance again, or you me with an open throat. You maybe say something in the wrong timing, or like when you are not initiated into topic talking about that topic, and you're bitter because you wanted to feel heard, like, or you wanted, you know that topic which you were talking about to land somewhere, and it doesn't, and you end up bitter as fuck. Which I guess I was like, funnily enough, I was talking to my MG this morning, and I was talking to her about the centers, about white, about define. I was trying to keep it pretty basic, and I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of happy. Like, not only am I a projector and I have to be invited, I have an open throat. So it's like there's no like blurring of the lines between me. And also, I have an undefined G center, so I'm not supposed to go there and seek anything. I got to be found, and which sometimes sucks because I'll make an episode or I'll talk about the G Center at some point because I think it is interesting. But yeah, lol. Um, that's what's up. With I just wanted to talk about, like, for anyone that's a little bit discouraged or that has found out that they're a projector and it's a little bit bummed out. I get the feeling. It kind of sucks sometimes, and there's nothing you can really do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is, and you can't, you have to, I think it takes a lot of grace and a lot of self forgiveness, and it's all about, accepting and accepting that you are, that your aura is like that, and for me, it has, learning other people's design has just let me, or allowed for me to sort of like let them be and set them free. And because whenever I listen to my generator friends, or I even listen to people complain in relationships and like, oh my god, like I didn't deserve that, I didn't blah blah blah, I'm like, first of all, you're not correct within yourself. Second of all, like, it's like I was talking to my MG this morning. I'm like, you're a split definition, and you're dealing with somebody that's a single definition, and then like he has all of his centers open, like or like, I don't know. I was dealing with somebody that was a triple split, and he was an MG. Like, I'm a projector, I'm a split definition, like I'm all, like, you know what I mean. And I was also in transference. So you cannot, like, you need to really take a look at your patterns and your past and the shift you've done and who you've been before you make any judgment or blame anybody. And I think that's the most beautiful thing, that and the most rewarding thing for me from human design is like what Ra always talks about, like, you and the other, like once you can see the other for who they truly are, not who you want them to be, or who I feel like it's so beautiful because it allows for you to have harmonious relationships with people, because you're not basing that relationship upon you being in transference and you being not self, and then being not self. You're truly like, if you want to be with that person, has to be because you're correct and they're correct, and yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I know finding out you're a projector can be hard, and it can be a little bit discouraging, but I think the more you wait and the more you live more projector like, the more rewarding it is, because I think as a projector it is really scary. For me right now, I was talking to my friend Kiara this morning. Hello Kiara. And we were talking about, because with people, for me, because I'm a 1-3, right? And I've done my fair share of being the neediest motherfucker, clingiest initiator, all sorts of not self themes, according to my chart, during my teenage years. So I've done my fair share of like third lining in terms of that. So right now, for example, it's not that scary for me to truly tap into, like, really valuing myself and waiting for that invitation in terms of relationships, and truly seeing myself as an asset to people's lives, and as a quantity that the other wants, as Rob would say. But for example, in terms of jobs and stuff like that, I still have trouble not hanging out with my generator friends. I have an open G center and be like, oh my, I have to do what they're doing. I have to go out there and seek. I have to go seek. Like, I'm like, no, you don't have to go seek. Like, you need to like, you have to live your design. And I think by being by living your design and truly not being a victim of those not self traps, it's a liberation of, like, it allows for you to have more energy for the correct things, and saves up energy, and also tapping into your motivation as well. Is that, and yeah, and the mind can try to convince you to like all sorts of things, and it's really scary. It's really scary to like me, for example. I study fashion, right? And then I have an open G center, so I'm kind of like a completely open G center, no gates whatsoever, no hanging gates, open as fuck. And I'm like, I could be whatever. I could be a plumber tomorrow. Who the fuck knows? So don't be hard on yourself for that, because I'm like, okay, who's gonna want me? Like, I need to be a generator and be here in an unpaid internship, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, girl, like, you need to be real with yourself. First of all, you have an undefined spleen, so you have gut issues, you have chronic fatigue, which is getting better as I tap more into being a projector, because I don't waste my time trying to like billboard my way into life. Hey, I'm here, everyone, please notice me. You know, I'm saving up that energy. But I do get conditioned from like my open G, like like not comparing myself to the person that I'm hanging out with and seeing like, oh, my generator friends doing this. I'm like, well, bro, they have the energy, you don't, and they're frustrated as fuck. It's not like you want that. So yeah, that's my story. But as a projector, I feel like you need to stand your ground and be like, you know what? I'm young. I have not I have not like none, no experience within the fashion industry, and somehow I'm gonna get an invitation. Like what? Who believes that? You know what I mean? And then with the Open G Center, it's not like I have a clear set. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go into fashion. It's like, no, absolutely, I don't know. I really don't know what the future holds, and that's okay. I'm not supposed to know. I'm not supposed to have a clear direction on that. And and yeah, and I guess that's it for today. I'm sorry, this is pretty fucking chaotic, but that's just how I roll. So see you in next episode.